Hey everyone, this is Alex from Phoenix Physical Therapy for your workout tip of the week. I want to talk about hip mobility and hip strength, specifically with rotation and intrinsic hip motion. So most people can understand that the hip goes front, back, outside, inside, but it also rotates. So that rotation is extremely important for maintaining proper hip stability and strength whenever we're walking, standing, and those other functional movements. So one of the things that we can do is to restore that rotation stretch. Now, one of the very simple ones we can start with is to cross the ankle onto the other knee and then just gently lean forward. You can also take this hand and push down. You should feel that stretch on the outside of the hip. Now, if you do have trouble doing that, say like I can't quite get my leg up there, you can have the other leg out straight and you can put the ankle on the shin. And eventually you can push down, feel that same stretch on the outside of the hip. You can start to, you can either pull the pant leg, you can start to bend that other leg up a little bit more until you can get it up to the other knee, and you can start to press that other, your stretching knee down. That's a great one to hold for 15 seconds, 20 seconds, up to 30 seconds, doing it, 3 to 5 times, something enough to release that tension. Now, just be aware that it might put more stress on your knee joint, so just be aware of that. But ultimately, increasing your hip range of motion for rotation is going to help to decrease excessive stress onto your knee joints. So that is for external rotation or outer rotation. We want to go internally as well. So I find one of the easiest stretches for that is to sit towards the edge of a chair, and you want to put the foot outward and then drop the knee in. Now, this one's again is a little bit harder to sense or to feel. You should feel some stretching in through the hip joint, sometimes a little bit more underneath the glute, kind of in the back of your hip. Again, just be cautious that you don't have too much pressure or too much pulling on the inside of the knee joint, just because of the posture of the stretch. But I do like to hold this one for a good 10 to 15 seconds. Try to do that at least 5 times, and that again will loosen up some of that stiffness in the rotation of your hip. Now, after we do those stretches, a great way to reinforce that is to strengthen through your active range of motion. So we just did a passive range of motion stretch. Now we're going to create active range of motion to strengthen what we just gained. Now, have that leg floating. It's good to support your thigh on, a table or chair, something of that sort. And then you're simply going to spin the femur. So it would just look like this. That's external rotation. So the leg goes in. Imagine the top of the thigh goes out, lateral rotation, outer rotation, external rotation. And then the other way. I know that's a little tight on me, but that's another great way to strengthen those hip muscles. The stronger your hip muscles are for rotation can minimize any collapse of that leg when you're standing, walking, balancing, all those functional things that we want to continue to do very comfortably and capably. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. We can talk about any things we can do for your hip health, knee health, and just overall total body health.